Hi there, it's Mary Charleson here from 5minutemarketing.com. Just giving you a little bit of a tip for this week. It's part of our e-newsletter that's going out on Sunday morning, but I'm also going to be sharing it out on my blog this week. Seems that May 25th is a bit of a date to keep on our horizon here for some changes. Specifically, some things which Google and Google Analytics are changing for the back-end analysis on your website. As of the 25th of May, the default amount of time that they'll keep your data for analytics is going to be set for 26 months. I'm going to show you how you can change that so that it doesn't expire. Of course, there's nothing to guarantee they don't change things in the future, but at least this will guard some of your older data, which I think is really important when you are looking at your website, you're looking at where your site traffic is coming from, and how to, make some changes around some things that you may be doing with their social media, etc., advertising effectiveness. I think it's really good to have that historical context, and so I'd hate to see you lose it simply because you didn't even know the changes were coming about. So I'm going to take you on a bit of a tutorial on how to do that. But the blog post that this is going to accompany is also going to look at some of the changes which are happening over in the EU with their GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation, which is coming into effect. It's not unlike Castle in Canada, which we've had for a number of years, and I'm going to write a little bit around that and give you some guidelines as to what you maybe need to take a look at. But the bottom line on that one is if you've got some good ethical practices and you've been using your list properly, you're probably reasonably well prepared. So let's go back to this Google thing and do a little bit of a sharing of screen and show you how to reset some of those things to retain your data. So just going to go here into sharing my screen and show you the back end of my Google Analytics. So I'm assuming your site or your client sites have Google Analytics set up. If you don't, I highly recommend that you do, and just Google Analytics and it'll show you how to get all set up and get a little piece of code that gets attached to your web pages, and that will track your audience views. So as you can see here, I've got this set up with my 5minutemarketing.com. What you need to do is go down over in this panel and go under Admin. So click on Admin, and once that loads, it'll give you some options here for doing a reset. So you'll see three columns here. What you want to do is go into this middle column where it says Create Property and go down to the third line which says Tracking Info. So click on the Tracking Info, and then you'll see the third line down underneath that bar says Data Retention. So you want to click on that one, and it will come up here. This is as the default. So as of May 25th, it will now have user and event data retention for 26 months. Now, if you click on that, you are given the option of putting it to don't expire or don't automatically expire, which is what I would recommend that you do. And then just click a save on that one. And that will at least allow you to retain your data beyond the 26 months if you've had Google Analytics tracking for a number of years, and at least guard yourself against any changes that they have in the future. So hopefully if you've found that a valuable thing, it's fairly easy and simple to do, and I think that it will certainly help you be able to make some good strategic decisions based on historical data. So thanks again for joining us for this tip, and we'll see you again on the blog next week or in the e-newsletter, and be sure to check out the balance of the information there where I share some things around privacy and just basically good ethics in terms of data collection as the European Union moves into, as of May 25th, having a lot tighter legislation, and of course Canadians have already had Castle. So this is something which I think it's just all of us need to be aware of and just practice good ethics. So anyway, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.